Man, a sad day in the hip hop world and the podcasting world.
Yeah, very much so.
A couple days ago, Combat Jack passed away from his fight with cancer.
Yeah.
For those of y'all that may not have known, this might have been a shock to some of y'all. If y'all listen to any of their podcasts or even like the Breed Idiots with Charlemagne, and you heard I forget his name. I can't think of his name, but he always comes on there on the Breed Idiots, and he talks about they talked about Combat Jack and what he's going through. You know what I'm saying? So if you listen to the Loudspeakers Network podcast, this isn't really a shock to you.
Yeah.
But it still is kind of shocking though, because you kind of want people to fight through that.
Yeah, you want to hear the good story of they survived, they beat cancer.
Right.
Everyone's looking for that story, and then when it doesn't happen, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, cancer.
It really is.
It's horrible, one of those things, man. That like if you don't catch it early, like
it's affected every family probably in the world,
right?
In some way. Like
my dad had to fight cancer.
Yeah, my grandma passed away from cancer.
Right.
And I've had family friends pass away, from cancer, and I mean it's a bitch. I mean,
fuck cancer.
Yeah, fuck cancer, straight up. I mean, I got one of the wristbands that says that.
Right.
Fuck cancer. I have one.
Right.
And yeah, straight up.
Combat Jack, he's been in like the hip hop world and in the culture, and was kind of one of the first people, hip hop wise, to like dive into the podcasting world head first and figured it out before a lot of people. There's a lot of people that's like doing podcasts now, including us. I mean, we got a little bit of time in the game doing it. There's a lot of people that just came in that weren't into, they even didn't know what a podcast was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Real.
And a lot of people like literally were opened up to this day. There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because like what they did with like Loudspeakers Network, Combat Jack kind of being somewhat of a catalyst to that. It literally opened it up the hip hop culture to podcasting, as well as open doors for other people to step into the world too. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
You gotta give.
You gotta take your hat off to him. Straight up. You gotta take your hat off.
I don't got a hat to take off.
Well, I had the hat. That's why I had to do it. You gotta take your hat off. To
right.
Up.
I don't think that there would be like a hip hop culture and podcast, not now, like it is now, if it wasn't for Combat Jack.
You know what I'm saying? I agree. Yeah. I mean,
the hip hop world is still catching on to podcasting.
Yeah,
but this huge kind of influx that's happened is literally because of, most likely because of
pioneers
Combat
like him.
Jack.
Oh yeah, straight up. I mean, it's sad to see that. I mean, because it affects not only hip hop, but it affects the podcast industry as well.
Right.
Like, it's a lot of people that are impacted by this. That you didn't even know him, but you know that he's opened doors. He paved the way.
Right.
And
he's part of the internet hip hop culture, man.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? I remember the first time that I heard about it, it was like an interview that I seen him do with somebody, and I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know too much about podcasting. I kind of overlooked it, and I got into like a different side of podcasting because I was in. I don't know. I think I started listening to podcasts probably like maybe five years ago, I believe, and I started listening to stuff, like more business related type stuff, marketing and stuff like that. That's how I got it. I was listening to people like Pat Flynn and
business stuff,
John Lee Dumas and all that kind. I was into that world first, and even when I was like, I want to start a podcast, I was in this world, and they're like, "Oh, you should do this, you do that," and I was just like, "Nah, it's just this doesn't really fit." You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until recently, after seeing what the hip hop culture did to podcasts, when I was like, "All right, I think I found like what we're gonna do for a podcast." You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Right. So I got to tip that, tip the cap over to Combat Jack for that.
It happens. That's how it happens. I mean, someone opens the door and you kind of feed off of it, and and we are a product of that.
Right.
So
we really are.
We pay our respects.
Right.
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Combat Jack. If y'all should just go listen to, those previous podcasts. He's done stuff with like J. Cole, LL Cool J. Pretty much anybody that has come out and rap has been on the Combat Jack show.
Oh yeah.
Old and new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
he's definitely a pioneer.
Right. I want to listen to the J. Cole episode. I learned so much from just J. Cole and like his, him coming up and what he dealt with that I hadn't heard before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just hadn't heard that kind of what he was saying. You talking about intimate conversations with people that you know. You don't really, you know, when you watch these interviews and stuff on radio and on TV, they're very short. It's just kind of to the point. So tell them about your album, man. You know, and maybe they might find like a little tidbit that was new or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
yeah.
podcasting would like let you go deep, like you're having a real conversation.
It's far in depth.
Things come out that have never come out before.
It's literally it's like it's kicking it with someone on a regular day,
Right.
and just having an everyday conversation.
Right.
You know, but it's organized.
Organized, right.
You know, but then when it's action, you're just having your everyday conversation.
Right.
You know, and when that happens, you don't know what's going to come out, because at that point, when someone gets comfortable with you, you have good quality conversations to where you can. I mean, people feed on that. They love that because it's real shit. You
Right.
know, people shit that you might have not even known about someone because they opened up because they're that comfortable.
Right.
He's one of those guys that would get you there. You know,
Right.
because that easy to talk to, you know.
Right.
And he knew what he was doing. I mean, he's
Pioneer.
a master of the craft.
Right.
You know.
That sucks,
So,
man. I really was
yeah.
hoping that Combat Jack was going to make it out of that, man.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
I was
real
hoping
talk.
the battle, he could have beat it. Definitely.
Shouts out to Combat Jack, man. Shouts out to Loudspeakers Network. Shouts out to hip hop culture as a whole, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out. And rest in peace, man.
R.I.P.